Kyra Allen is the founder of Purple Flower CBD. Her journey into the world of CBD is personal. As a wife, mother, daughter, and advocate, she has spent her life caring for others. Her introduction to CBD started as she cared for her child with significant special needs. She sought out alternatives to prescription medication for her child as she no longer wanted to use psychotropic drugs to address her anxiety disorder or narcotics for her pain management. In her search for the most effective products, she realized there was not only a need for premium products, but also a need for advocacy for a community that has been overlooked and underserved. Welcome, Kyra Allen.
I'm originally from San Francisco, born and partially raised in San Francisco. My family, my mom and my dad are both from San Francisco as well. And as a child, my mother had a real tumultuous marriage, and so we wound up leaving San Francisco because my stepfather was extremely violent. So we moved away, and we had to kind of like escape. And so we left San Francisco, wound up in Oregon, and he found us in Oregon. And then we wound up moving to Sacramento, and that's where I've been. And I went to high school in Sacramento. And I moved back to San Francisco as an adult. After the Loma Prieta earthquake, I moved back to Sacramento. And so I've been in Sacramento ever since. And so that is my childhood story. And then growing up, I've always been like a nurturer or a person who cared for other people. And I got that from my mother and my grandparents. They were very, very family oriented. So a lot of our family that was from the South, they migrated to California through my grandparents and my mother. And I just come from a really great group of women who were resilient, strong, healers, prayers. So just some really, really strong, beautiful women. And so that's where I get, my desire to help and want other people to be healed, as I think I get that from them. Like my grandmother would go in the kitchen and make cough syrup, and like she didn't buy stuff. She would have all of these great home remedies, and we would get better, And so that's the basis of who I am and the type of women that I come from. Really strong, resilient, passionate, and real caring.
Awesome. I love that. So how did your daughter come into the picture?
So my daughter is, she's my biological sister's daughter, and I adopted her at 4. There was just some, what's the word I want to use? She just wasn't being properly taken care of. And so I stepped in. My mother urged me to step in and take care of her. And so I wound up getting her permanently. And she has Prader-Willi syndrome. And so with syndromes, there's just a myriad of things that can go wrong. But with Prader-Willi syndrome, your brain never says you're full. So it's a constant battle and a struggle with compulsion and wanting to eat and wanting food. And so with that, we have to lock up everything. And there's lots of anxiety, compulsion. And then she has bilateral hip dysplasia. And with that, she suffers with pain from her hips. And that's how I kind of was introduced to CBD. I was introduced to other things first. The doctors wanted to prescribe pharmaceuticals, and she was just too young for that. And so someone told me, why don't you try some CBD topicals? And so we looked, and I found some, and they helped. And so I was like, okay, this is working. She's able to manage, and she's real active. Like, she loves sports. She wants to play every sport that she can be involved in. So we needed something where she could function and it wouldn't be medication. And so that's how I got involved with CBD, with the topicals. My mother got sick 8 years ago with cancer. And she was struggling to keep food down, to eat. And my niece suggested that we get her some edibles. And I was like, you think that'll work? She said, well, let's try. And so we got some, and they did help. But I think we were too far in her illness for us to really see a difference. But they did help. And so after after that, I really started to do my research and dive into how I could be a better service in my own community with introducing CBD products, because they do help. And in the African American community, oftentimes there's a stigma where cannabis is concerned. And so that was my reasoning for really wanting to get involved. And it helped my baby. And I wanted to see other people in that community as well get some relief. Get some relief. So,
how old is your daughter now?
She's 24.
Oh, wow. Okay.
She's 24. She's 20. So I've had her. She'll be 25 in October. So I've had her. Yeah. So she's 25. So she's an adult, but she's still, you know, she's special needs. So there's still some intellectual disabilities, but.
So you mentioned that you were using or use topicals with and on her. Is it when there's some sort of like just pain at a certain time? It's not 24/7.
Not 24 hours, but like physical pain, especially in her hips and her legs. And so I had found
Is it after she plays sports or something?
It could just be after a long day and we've walked too far. She's done too many things because of the dysplasia.
And so what's your go-to for that?
So my go-to for that is our cooling cream. And so that's how I came up with the cooling cream, because I wanted something that was going to be good for her and others. And so what I found is in creating or looking to find things for her, is so many people who can benefit. And I love the cooling cream as well. Exercising, and as you age, you know, you have the little aches and pains. And so the cooling cream is the thing that we use. But she uses it every day. We use it every day, and it really makes a difference.
Okay, so you said that you had found products when all this was happening, and you found things that worked. So what was the missing link that made you feel like, well, I need to create my own? Like, what was missing?
So the thing I think that was missing was all natural or organic, things that I knew that would be safe for her, especially with even trying a gummy, a CBD gummy. I wanted something that I knew would be clean and it would be good for her. And so those were the missing pieces. So then I started to do my research and found manufacturers and cultivators that, you know, they use organic. Everything was clean. And so that was the missing piece for me.
Yeah, I feel like with herbs and anything you're growing, like if you don't know how it's being cared for, what it's being sprayed with, there is a lot of things that can happen. Even, I mean, with our food, pesticides and stuff. And so, yeah, you absolutely want, you know, I think that's why I was really drawn to this as well. And you're also in an FDA registered facility, which is, I feel like, pretty uncommon, unfortunately.
It's not a lot
in this community. And so, and there's still so much, people just create stuff in their homes and not there's not really any control or regulation in a way, and so that can be kind of scary, especially if you're, you know, using this on someone in need or someone with any other conditions, and it can get a little scary and a little. So did you have any stigmas or other like thoughts, or did you know anything about CBD when you said it was your sister who said, oh, let's use
my niece was like, well, she, and her thing was, let's use THC. And so for my mom, we were like, we'll try whatever if it's going to help. And so after that, though, I started doing research on ingestibles for Faith, for my daughter, because I wanted something that would help her with her anxiety and the compulsion. And so when I started to do the research on CBD, I'm like, we're going to try some different things. And so we did. And it just drew me to saying, you know, and then being a part of a community where you have other parents of special needs, adult children, and it's a struggle. And oftentimes they need something that's going to help them, because I take gummies, I use the tinctures, I do all of that because it really helps. And it makes a difference. It takes the edge off, and so it helps relax the young adults as well as the parents.
Okay, so with the gels, are they just sort of like a oil, like a tincture, but in a capsule form?
So they have.
What's the difference?
So the capsules have a nanotechnology, so they absorb faster.
Okay.
They absorb faster, and so they get into your system, and they absorb so much faster. So which I love. I like the tincture. I like the taste, and then with tincture, I add it to my tea, to my drink. So I love tincture for that.
I added it to my kombucha yesterday
Did
for
you?
the milk bath shoot. We got some pictures of that.
I'm telling you,
Yeah.
I love it. I love it. I love it.
Okay, so the muscle recovery wrap is a really interesting product, and just a little backstory. It's so interesting. Like, we have never had a CBD brand with Clean Beauty Kit, and I don't know. It's like it was such a good like timing when we met, because everyone that started to come into my life would complain of pain or anxiety.
Yes.
And so maybe it's being a new mom, but even my photographer who came yesterday to do our photo shoot,
right,
she came over and she's like, oh, my ankle, talking about her PT, and like, I hate taking pills, and and I was like, well, we're actually going to be shooting with a couple products that will help you. Like, we should try these out. And so we shot with everything, and did our photos, and then I gave her the entire line, and I told her about the muscle recovery wrap, and because I was wearing it on my back afterwards because it was such a long day, and it's really like potent, like it works for hours,
and it works fast. It's fast acting.
Yeah, and I've used stuff in the past and it just didn't really do anything, but this is a whole different ballgame.
I love it, especially I try to exercise, do too much, my knees, I'll wrap them up, and so this was perfect. And I thought about faith when I was creating it. However, what I have learned is that everybody can use something in this brand. Everybody, especially my brother-in-law is a truck driver, and he was like, this saves my knees, saves my legs. So I love it. Mm-hmm. So it's perfect for the athlete, for the weekend warrior, whoever.
Mm-hmm. And then there's a cream that I use, a moisturizer, like on my face.
Really? Is that so? The lemon. It must be the lemongrass.
It's just the moisturizer.
The body moisturizer.
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm.
I don't have that. We don't have that here.
Yeah, no, but that one's pretty great. I love that as a topical.
I love it, and I love it just for body. Period. Mm-hmm. Yeah, I love that one.
And then the bath bombs are awesome. We obviously used these yesterday. Let's just talk about these for a second. What product was first in the line?
Cooling cream.
Okay.
Cooling cream was first. Bath bombs. Then the muscle recovery.
So is your daughter, is she like into baths?
She loves.
Okay.
And she loves to relax.
Okay, great.
And
I think we all do.
So do I. Yeah. So she loves to relax.
These are great. And you can get these in a bundle.
Yes, you can. You can buy them individually or in a bundle.
Yeah.
You can. They are amazing.
And then what's your favorite product in the line?
So my favorite product in the line is actually the capsules. Mm-hmm. These are my favorites. These and the tincture, those are my two favorites. Body products, the cooling cream.
Yep.
My total favorite.
Yeah, the capsules are like my morning, like especially with like postpartum in the first couple months after I had my baby, I would take one of those, and I did feel a difference. And my husband was like, "You're crazy. This stuff doesn't work."
It does.
And I'm like, "Well, you got to try it." So we went to Yosemite, and he ate a whole. Yeah, he just was like eating them like candy, and I was like, "Well, I don't think there's any issue." No, I kept telling him, "Stop eating my gummies like that." I said you could have a couple, and he's like, "No, but they taste good. I'm just going to eat them," and he just ate them all. And he's like, "See, I don't feel anything," and I'm like, "You don't have any you don't." How are you going to feel different? You feel fine, like in the beginning.
Right.
So,
you're relaxed already.
We're in Yosemite, so yeah, we didn't really have very much stress. So, but he was funny. But everyone in my family, loves these.
Yes.
So, is it uncommon for for CBD to be non-vegan? Like, is there a lot of animal byproducts and stuff in that?
Not a lot of animal byproducts, but it's not uncommon for it to be non-vegan because it could be
the gelatin and stuff. Okay. Okay,
These
are
gelatin.
vegan.
They're
Okay,
vegan.
I love that.
So the gelatin could cause it to be non-vegan, but yeah.
And then you do have, this is THCV.
So THCV is a part of the cannabinoid plant, but it doesn't have THC. Like it's a part of the cannabinoid plant, but it's a CBD version. So with this one,
It's not an active, get you high.
Active. It doesn't get you high.
Okay.
But what it does do is it helps with curbing your appetite and giving you a little more energy. The THCV. Ooh. So this is new in the line, and I love these.
I'm gonna take one right now.
Okay. I love those, and let me tell you, I started intermittent fasting.
Yeah.
And so I am a snacker.
They look a little different too.
They do, but they taste good. And I'm an intermittent faster, and so I'm a snacker in the morning, and I love like muffins and stuff. But they help me not to. They really do work, and they give me energy. I'm able to go through my morning, the part of my day. I have to remember, okay, it's 1 o'clock, you need to eat something. Yeah.
I think we all do that.
Yeah, and so I love those. Those are my favorite. And this, the massage oil. So
that's on my bedside. I'm like, I keep telling my husband, all right, it's time again. I need my back massage, and he's been using that, and I love
it. It's amazing. And it can also be used as a lubricant, as lubrication.
Like I said, it's on my bedside. I love it.
That's one of my favorite products. Yes, yes.
Mine's almost gone.
Well, this is for you.
Awesome. Well, I think we definitely covered most of the products. Did we forget any of them that we should touch on? So we definitely have a code for listeners.
We do. It's clean.
Clean beauty?
It's clean 22.
Clean 22.
Mm-hmm. And
that can be used on the official website, which is
purple-flower.com.
And you do a lot of pop-ups. You're in Sacramento. You kind of are like really active in your community, like your Instagram. A lot of your your contacts and followers are in your community.
Absolutely.
And that's where, and you have your own Instagram.
I do, at Shop Purple Flower.
But your personal?
My personal is at Kyra Allen. So KYRALLEN.
Yeah, and so if anyone wants to reach her directly, you can do that as well.
Yes.
She's active on there. I tag her all the time, and she always reposts everything. So
yay.
So yeah, she can be found, Purple Flower can be found on every single platform.
Yes, I can.
And is active on everything. And yeah, you guys need to try these products.
Check us out.
And
I'll be posting all of the events as they come up.
Yeah, really excited for that. And then we have our first event together, which is coming up September 22nd at Filoli Garden in Woodside.
Yes.
So she's going to be present. If you guys are in the area and you're like, I want to know more, I want to talk to Kyra, I want to try these products.
Yes.
There may or may not be a little bit of swag in our swag bags from Purple Flower. So you guys can come on and get some of that goodness.
Yes.
And we'll just have a fun session and get pictures together and have a drink and have some really good food from the food truck. And
we're going to have a ball.
That's going to be really fun.
I'm excited.
So thank you so much for your time. It was so great sitting down with you.